Well, good morning. You want me here? Back on the bank. Absolute gorgeous morning, a little bit chilly. Nice ripple on the water. It's overcast, a little bit overcast. Hopefully the sun's not going to come out. Speaks might be the odd little shower later. But it's a beautiful morning at the moment. Like I say, there's a good ripple on the water. And conditions are looking quite good. Hopefully, might get one or two fish. I'm fishing in an area, first time I fished here this season. It's a good walk. Like I say, I had one or two fish out of it last year. It's a decent walk, so I've got my barra rate today. Even though still travelling light, got the barra rate, put it on there. Got down here, cut the peg out. Came through the close season and did the main bit of the peg. And I've just trimmed all the grass up. Just made it comfortable to sit down at the water's edge. Got the rod just out in the water. And yeah, like I say, it's just nice and comfortable. Tucked behind the Norfolk reeds. Most of the wind's keeping off me. It's a little bit chilly. Might have to get the coat on in a minute, but like I say, at the moment it's a beautiful morning. I've seen one or two fish move. One right over about sort of 90 metres away. I'm fishing about 45 metres down the middle, 50 metres. Seen one right over, and did see a tench move sort of about 20 metres out. I've got two rods. The one's upon the bank. So I'm just fishing one rod at the moment. Plain and simply because I just want to see if there's what's out there. If I get one or two liners, you know, just stick with the one rod. If I'm not getting any bites at all, I'll put dead maggot on one and I'll put worm on the other and put them down in the same hole and see what happens. So ground bait I'm using today is the Bait Tech Envy, and that is the green. As you can see there, that's like a nice sort of dark olivey green colour. I've got some Special G green in there as well. As you can see, I've got some 2mm micros, and into that I'm going to be putting some dead maggot every time I go out. So like I say, it's a nice dark olive green colour. I used this mix last week, had one or two fish on it, so thought I'd give it a go again. I've got some worms, got some live maggot. Also got some dead maggot, as you can see there. Got them in water. Took them out the freezer this morning, put them straight in the water. You must keep your dead maggot in water, because if you don't, if the sun does come out, they'll dry out and they'll go black. So I always keep them in water. So I'm going to be putting a pinch of dead maggot in the feeder every time I go out. To kickstart the swim this time, I've put in 10 decent sized balls with the old catty. As you can see there, proper beefy catapult. So balls sit in the plastic cup, and I've put those out before I've started. Like I say, I've put 10 out, and I've also put a couple sort of round about 35 metres. It's one of the reasons I've set the other rod up. It's a short rod, so I've set it for a 12-foot rod. It's the CR10 12-foot number 3, and I'm going to drop on that a little bit later on, just with the worm, just to see if there is any fish hugging this sort of near shelf. Because I'm toying with the idea of coming up one weekend with a slider, and that's the sort of range I'll be fishing, sort of 25 metres, something like that. So it'd be interesting to see if there is one or two fish hanging on that near shelf. So even though I've put a decent amount of bait in, still having regular casts. So I'm fishing dead maggot on the hook. So I've got size 14 Preston N30, and I've got 4 dead maggots. And that's just one of the pre-tied. You know, it's just one of the pre-tied, so 0.15. I've just shortened it off a metre. I've probably took about 10 centimetres, 15 centimetres off it. You see I've got my helicopter rig there, 2 stock beads, quick change, snap swivel on the twizzled loop, and I've got a 40 gram Zippler feeder. So like I say, put a pinch of dead maggot in, scoop that in and plug it off both ends. There we go, nice fully loaded feeder, and we'll get this back out there. Clipped up, just sink the line. So I've actually gone a little bit lighter today. I'm fishing it's the 13-foot number 2 feeder, CR10, and I've got CS 10 4000 reel, and I've got some 020 Colmic Feeder Pro. As you can see there, it's like a sort of light grey colour. It's almost like a bit of it's almost like a hybrid line, because I don't fish braid as such. I think there's about 15% stretch or something like that in it. So it's got a little bit of stretch, but I've also got a shock leader on it anyway, so 6-pound shock leader. So yeah, like I say, it's not got a massive amount of stretch. I have used it a couple of times. I used it in the close season and I was quite impressed with it. So so yeah, like I say, it's almost like a little bit of a hybrid in between mono and braid. So and with that little bit of stretch, that does cushion it on a strike. And hopefully we will have a strike. Oh, bit of a line. Oh, liner. A little bit of a liner. Oh, Carolina. Ew. Well, at least there's something about. Yeah, liner. So like I say, there we go. It's the CR10 13-foot number 2 feeder. CS10 4000 reel. Got my shock leader there. Get that back out there. Wasn't much, you know, tip just sort of pulled round. Not savagely, just slowly pulled round and stayed there. Didn't drop back, so it's always worth having a strike. So I've got chest waders on today. Even though I've got a little bit of a ledge. There's some bankside sort of weed out at about 5 metres, 6 metres. So we sink the line, I just sort of bring the rod back a little tiny bit till I feel the weight of that feeder. Then I know straight away I'm in full contact with the feeder. No slack line or anything. Like I say, I can wade out. I can probably go out a good sort of 6-7 foot if I have to, past where I've got the keep net in the water ready to go. So if I do need to go out just to get the rod just a little bit further and get the line past that weed, I can do. It is a little bit silty, like I've said before. previously. It is a little bit silty in some areas along here, so you have to be really careful. If you don't know what the bottom is, go out with your landing net pole or a bank stick just to feel how hard or how soft it might be. I know from fishing this peg before that I can go out a certain distance. It is a little bit sticky and I will sink a little bit, but you do come back out. Whereas other places on the channel you can wade out a little bit, it'll look quite hard and you'll sink, and you'll feel that squeezing in, sort of sucking against your legs. And if you're on your own, you've got a bit of a job getting out, so you have to be very careful. So yeah, all the traps are set. Like I say, we've got a bit of bait out there. We've had some regular casts for about an hour or so, hour and a half, something like that. So yeah, I'll probably leave it out there for about 10 minutes at a time now, maybe 15, and see what develops. So I'll catch up with you in a bit, and hopefully we might have 1-2 fish report. You never know. It's nice conditions, so fingers crossed, and only time will tell. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Just go and watch this other line. Looks a good fish. Good fish. Got one over there. Oh, that's a big fish. Look at that. Unhook it in the net. Very lightly hooked. That is a beautiful fish. Gonna put it straight in there. Beautiful fish. We'll weigh that one at the end. Felt a dead maggot again. Ooh. Only just get it in the net. Oh. Ah. Beautiful fish. That is actually the second one that we've had. First one took a bit by surprise. Beautiful fish, that is. Can't get a bite on the worm, so I'm going to put that other line away. Just stick with the one. The other one I've been using, like I say, is the 12 foot number 3. Same reel, CS4000. Same with the 020 Carmick Feeder Pro. But yeah, so that fell to 4 dead maggots. And a while between the fish. It's about 2.5 hours. So hopefully it might have just turned up. We will see. Nice fish. See if we can get back out. Oh, here we go. Another nice fish. A bit smaller than the last one, but there we go. Get one or two more. Okay. Another nice fish. That's a battle-scarred warrior. Another nice fish. Well, we've had 5 bream, a couple of liners, so it then turned out to be too bad a session. Get back up off this shelf. Oh. So like I say, it's not been too bad a session. Always said if you could catch a bream every time you went out, then you're doing pretty well. So like I say, we've had 5 bream. They've all fallen to dead maggot. I've had 1 indication on the worm, but I'm going to put that to one side now, and sort of for the next half hour just going to fish the 1 rod, and I'll put the fish back. I'll weigh the biggest. So now I've got 1 bruiser in there. Say he's got to be 8 pound plus. Then we'll put the net to dry, sit for about half hour, get the gear packed away, get it all strapped upon the barra, and we'll head off back through the field. So it's been a beautiful morning once again here on the channel. Got to give them plenty of grub. There we go, biggest of the day, 8 pound 10 ounces, absolutely gorgeous fish. Just get her back. Say 8 pound 10 ounces, gorgeous fish. 5 in total. Smallest being 6 pound 10. The other 3 were just under 8 pound. Cool. Splash me. So it's been a brilliant session. Like I say, it's always nice, and I've said before, if you can catch a bream every time that you came on the channel, you'd be a very happy angler. That's dead cert. Because it's tough old water. Like I say, I've had them 5. Mate Dave's been fishing sort of further along. He's had 1, and he's also had a big perch as well, so it's nice to see 1 or 2 perch about, especially the big ones. But all in all, like I say, it's been a beautiful morning. It's absolutely gorgeous, wildlife everywhere. I can't really think of a better place that I'd want to be. But I'm going to put the net to dry a little bit. Sun's starting to come out, so it'll dry it off a little bit. Get the gear together, get it all strapped on the barra, hot foot it down. My mate's fishing a little bit further along, and I'm just going to pop and see him before I go home. So we'll get all this sorted, and I'll catch you next time on the bank. Oosh!